All right, everybody, buckle up. Because today we are diving headfirst into a story that's, well, it's got all the makings of a headline you'd see plastered across a TMZ homepage.
The kind of story that makes you wonder, wait, is this real life or an episode of Law& Order Celebrity Edition?
Exactly.
Mhm.
And, we're all about digging into those wild situations. So we're talking about none other than Diddy or Puff Daddy or P. Diddy,
Uh-huh.
whatever you want to call him. He's been making headlines lately for all the wrong reasons.
Right. And we're zeroing in on this 2016 incident.
Oh, yeah, that whole thing that went down at the Intercontinental Hotel in L.A., it allegedly involved Diddy, his then-girlfriend Cassie, and, well, let's just say the details, according to court documents and those TMZ reports we managed to snag.
Oh, those TMZ folks, they always seem to get the scoop.
They always do. But really, the details paint a pretty messy picture.
To put it lightly, the prosecution claims that Diddy got physical, like really physical with Cassie.
Punching, kicking, even allegedly trying to drag her back into their hotel room.
And that right there, unfortunately, isn't even the half of it. This is where things take that turn towards potential obstruction of justice territory.
Which, for anyone who skipped their law school prerequisites.
Basically, interfering with a legal investigation. Think tampering with evidence, bribing witnesses, that kind of thing.
And unfortunately, it seems like that's where Diddy's story might be headed, at least according to the allegations.
Well, allegedly when hotel security got wind of what was going down.
Because there's always security cameras in those places.
Always watching.
Diddy allegedly tried to smooth things over the, shall we say, unconventional way.
By allegedly flashing a stack of cash, and I quote, at a security officer in exchange for, well, pretending the whole thing never happened.
Oh, come on. Like that would ever actually work. You've seen those movies. The security footage always comes back to bite you.
Right. You'd think so, wouldn't you? But it gets weirder because while that security guard was apparently having none of it.
Good for them, by the way.
Seriously. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, that security footage, the one showing everything that went down, it mysteriously vanished.
Vanished, like poof, gone.
Gone, baby, gone. Wiped from the hotel servers just days after the incident.
Talk about suspicious timing. It's almost like...
Like something out of a movie.
Exactly.
And that right there, that's where those legal alarm bells really start blaring. Because even if we, for a moment, set aside those initial assault allegations, this alleged attempt to, let's just say, influence the situation, that has its own set of serious legal ramifications.
So it's not just about one night at a hotel party gone wrong. It's about what allegedly happened afterward, the alleged attempts to cover it up, make it go away.
Exactly. And that brings us to the heart of this deep dive. We're not just talking about a celebrity scandal here. We're wading into those murky waters of power, influence, and whether money can truly buy you a get-out-of-jail-free card.
And spoiler alert, it's a lot more complicated than it seems.
Yeah.
So this 2016 incident, it's like the gift that keeps on giving, legally speaking at least.
Yeah.
Because fast forward to today, and Diddy's back in court.
Yeah, this time he's fighting to stay out of jail. He was recently arrested and, get this, denied bail. Twice. Wow. The prosecution is using that 2016 incident as ammo, especially that whole alleged bribery attempt.
Trying to paint him as some sort of repeat offender.
Exactly. Their argument is he's a flight risk, he's got the money, he's got the connections. Who's to say he won't just disappear before his trial?
Well, and the prosecution is also probably thinking about public perception. It wouldn't look good if he was seen as getting special treatment because of his fame and fortune.
Oh, absolutely. But it's not like Diddy's lawyers are just sitting back, letting this happen. They're appealing the bail denial, arguing that, hey, innocent until proven guilty.
Right, of course.
They're highlighting his ties to the community, all those business ventures, and emphasizing that he's got a clean record.
So it's a classic legal standoff. Both sides are bringing their A game. It makes you think, though, does being a celebrity in this situation, does it help or hurt?
It's a tough one. I mean, on the one hand, you've got access to the best lawyers, PR teams, you've got the resources that most people could only dream of. But that spotlight, it cuts both ways, you know?
Oh, for sure. Every move you make is under a microscope.
Exactly. And all that public scrutiny, it can influence a jury, even if they don't realize it.
It's like the court of public opinion can sometimes feel just as important as the actual court.
So let's break down the legal stuff here. What are the actual grounds for denying someone bail? What does a judge look at when making that decision? So how does a judge actually decide who gets bail and who stays behind bars? What factors are they weighing?
Well, it really comes down to risk. They have to assess the potential risk of releasing the accused while still, and this is key, upholding the principle that everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Okay, so balancing act. Innocent until proven guilty, but also got to protect everyone else. Right, exactly. So the prosecution, they're going to argue that Diddy's a flight risk. They'll say he's got the means to disappear, maybe even skip the country altogether.
And with his resources,
Yeah.
private jets, who knows?
Uh-huh.
It wouldn't be that hard for him.
Exactly. And they'll also point out the potential danger to others. They might argue that releasing him could put the alleged victim at risk or even pose a threat to public safety.
So it's not just about showing up for court, it's bigger than that.
Exactly. The judge is going to look at the severity of the charges, the strength of the evidence, any past criminal history, ties to the community. It all gets factored in.
And with Diddy, that 2016 incident isn't helping his case.
Nope. The prosecution is definitely using that to their advantage. They're trying to establish a pattern of behavior, suggesting that he might not be the most reliable when it comes to following the rules.
It's tough because everyone deserves a fair trial, right? That presumption of innocence is so important. But at the same time, if there's even a chance someone might flee or pose a danger, it makes sense that a judge would want to play it safe.
It's about finding that balance, and it's not always easy.
So where do things go from here? What happens next in Diddy's case?
Well, like we said, Diddy's lawyers have filed an appeal. They want that bail denial overturned. So now it goes to a higher court. They'll review everything, all the arguments from both sides, and they'll decide.
Okay, so they could either agree with the original judge and keep Diddy behind bars, or
They could grant him bail. But even then, there might be some strings attached.
strings attached, like what kind of strings?
They might make him surrender his passport, maybe a hefty bail amount to make sure he's got some skin in the game. Some judges even order house arrest or electronic monitoring.
So even if he does get out, it's not exactly freedom.
Not quite. This whole situation really highlights how fame and fortune don't make you immune to the law.
That's for sure. Sometimes it feels like it even puts you more under the microscope. Well, there you have it, everyone. Another deep dive into a wild and wacky world of celebrity legal drama and more twists and turns than an episode of, well, you know. What do you think will happen next? Do you think Diddy will get bail? Hit us up on social media and let us know your take. Until next time, stay curious, friends.